TIL Nearly 75% of all aluminum ever produced is still in use today due to recycling. Aluminum is also the only material that you save money by recycling, at least as of the start of the decade. Everything else costs more than you gain from reuse. If we could do this with plastic, that'd be great. The reason is how hard/expensive it is to refine aluminium from bauxite. The transformation of scrap into recycled aluminium alloys requires approximately 5% of the energy input needed to produce primary ingot from bauxite. http://recycling World Aluminium org/resources/processes/ Aluminium is such a huge greenhouse gas producer that any form of recycling is of benefit. Curses. Foiled again. Okay, this is weird. About 2 hours ago I read another Reddit topic where people talking about how much plastic soda companies use. I drink only soda from cans, so I decided to check to see if that's better for the environment, which lead me to learn about this just before you posted it. Yesterday I found out one of the malls in my town doesn't have bins in the food court. They recycle all the rubbish themselves. Since the lockdown, the people living downstairs have apparently decided that recycling is for dorks and they've been dumping their plastic en masse in the garbage. Instead of demanding a larger can, we just got to recycling far more carefully than before, and now in a month we've only produced 5 bags of garbage. Recycling is cool, though it's a lot of work. Would be nice if more packaging wasn't so hard to dismantle. Meanwhile, helium is like LMAO fuck you and literally leaves Earth after being in one balloon. Only you can help foil waste. Wonder what are the odds that I've held some of the same pieces in pop cans more than once. Yes, but also, recycle is the third and least favored sustainability arrow. And probably worth mentioning that even though metal recycling works great and is a no-brainer, most plastic recycling isn't really even a thing. Gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Fact checking. Source: The Aluminium Association. Nuv said. I swear my grandparents must have burnt the other 25% in their trash pile. I never understood why you'd throw aluminum in there, but they sure did. Wow, that is cool info to know. Recycling does work somewhat, and this is how lithium batteries will go too. Attaboy world. I think the other 25% is here, aircraft boneyard, https://en. Wikipedia, org/wiki/aircraft_boneyard. A more somber way of thinking about it? Almost 25% of all aluminum ever produced was littered or not recycled properly. Minus the part that ends up in our brains, which can contribute to Alzheimer's, especially familial Alzheimer's disease. Study, https://neurosciencenews.com/familial Alzheimer's aluminum 15527/amp/. Yes, I know there's been debate for the past 60 years or so, but I'd rather not ingest aluminum if I can. Also, plastic dissolves in solution too, like in plastic water bottles. If only we could get plastics to those numbers. As a Brit, I thank you for your TIL and accept it as true. However, I reject your spelling aluminium in your subject matter, as you are clearly missing valuable letters. I bid you good day. Rule Britannia. Is that true? To achieve that level you would need to be recycling more than 99% of the annual aluminum waste. I can't find anywhere that describes how they calculated that figure. Edit, typo. Suddenly feeling very guilty about all those times I threw my aluminum foil in the trash and contributed to that 25%. Unfortunately, there is an aluminum can shortage, and that is why some of the bigger brands only sell your soda in bottles. Gold, hold my beer. Asterisk due to profitability of reselling aluminum. You're most welcome. We need to rev recycling of Li-ion like this. Why not water bottles? What the fuck is an aluminum falcon? Me reading this thread, till Reddit is filled with unsubstantiated claims. Liquid death. Awesome news. We all need to recycle more and use less plastic. I don't trust the aluminum industry for this kind of data any more than I trust the oil industry to give me my climate change info. A large majority of recycling comes from what people may consider as trash diggers, homeless, less well-off individuals, and or people care enough about the environment to dig through trash for the sake of looking for recyclables. Waste management companies have struck deals with some cities to arrest any individuals that decides to dig through waste receptacles, thusly giving police the authority to arrest homeless people for digging for cans. It's a thing. Google it. Aluminum cans lost to landfills. Americans throw away more than $700 million worth of aluminum cans every year. Wow. In the future we're gonna be sifting through landfills to reclaim aluminum. Aluminum in its ore state, bauxite, is remarkably difficult to refine, so much so that aluminum was once considered a precious metal, before the amount of refined and recyclable aluminum accumulated and the means of refining bauxite became easier on the industrial scale. What happened to the other 25%? Fake. As a materials scientist, I can't stress enough how important it is to recycle aluminum. It's one of the few materials that recycling works perfectly for. You can recycle it pretty much infinitely without any issue. It's why I always choose cans over non-reused plastic and glass bottles, given the choice. This is great but sucks because I live in an area where the main waste management company has single-stream recycling bins but has made it clear that all of it just goes to the dump. It's so pointless. People have called to the company and they just say there's nothing we can do. You can recycle the damn things you have labeled as recycle. Sigh, living in the Midwest, woes pensive face. If 75% of aluminum has been around for years, how many people have used the same piece of aluminum, I wonder? Except in Texas. Nobody recycles there. You have to go out of your way to recycle. I don't understand though, many cities don't even have recycling. Cleveland, for instance, collects recycling cans and sends them to a landfill because it's too inefficient to recycle. How could it possibly be that 75% of all aluminum is recycled if many large metropolitan areas throw it all away? And 9% of all the plastic produce has been recycled. We need to bring this percentage up, a lot. It needs to be much closer to 100%. Aluminum is really energy intensive to produce. Source: had an uncle who worked at an aluminum plant, delivered aluminum ingots via rail directly from said plant. This is a tiny thing, but everyone needs to know the recycling of aluminum is important. Don't ever just throw it out, no matter how dirty it is. I try to buy anything I can in glass or aluminum, even if it's slight more expensive, or try and wait for an offer. Trying to curb my plastic usage this year. It's mined as bauxite, gets turned into aluminum after. That's a statistic I can ejaculate for. Everything we use today is recycled from the Big Bang. Aluminum. Aluminium. Why do Americans call it aluminum? Aluminium in the English language. Thanks to the homeless. In the US Star. That's great and all. But these single-use aluminium coffee pods are ridiculous. An eternally recyclable material shouldn't be made single-use. There seems to be a lot of typos mistaking the spelling of aluminium in this sub. Very misleading information. I would go as far as to say the statement is an outright lie. The rest of it's melted in the fire pit out the back of my house. That's nice. The other 25% is in the back of my car. Forged by Nicolas Cage. This actually makes me really happy. I'm not a huge environmentalist, but I often wonder if all my recycling actually has an impact. What happened to the other 25%? Speaking of recycling, my girlfriend told me the other day I can't recycle certain items, such as a spaghetti sauce jar, unless it's completely rinsed out. Is that true? I wish 75% of all plastic was still in use. The fact that we constantly pump that shit out is already becoming a problem, and I am not excited to deal with it when I'm older. There are already noticeable amounts of plastic in the ocean and fish. There are microplastics on nearly every square mile of the Earth due to air currents. Other issues always seem to take priority, and environmental protections are grossly weak, globally. Pandora's box has been opened, and for better or worse, plastic is flooding the Earth. Link to a Japanese study on microplastic distribution in Japan, https://www.com/2073-4441/12/4/951/PDF. Skip to the maps at the end if you don't want to read.